What is up, all of you awesome and amazing people on YouTube? The old Coot here, coming at you with another exciting video. Today is Amaro CioCiaro. I think that's how you pronounce it, or CioCiaro, I think. Anyways, Liquore Amaro, whatever the heck that means, you get the idea. 1873, I'm guessing, was the original recipe. It looks like it's basically the spices and the herbs and the roots and all that are kind of done here, and then they kind of distill it off into the site. Anyways, you get the idea. This is 30% alcohol by volume. Basically, there you go. Paolucci Liquori, I guess, is the distribution company, Italian product, 750 milliliter, typical and original liqueur produced by bottle. There you go. So anyways, that's what the label looks like. It kind of looks like that retro look, which is kind of nice. This would be like your typical folklorical dancers, that kind of vibe. That's the kind of, thing. Then they've got all these gold medals here. I'm assuming those are probably, in recognition of like whatever awards they've won, whatever that seal is. Anyways, you get the idea. Here's the backside of water if you want to see that. I'm assuming this is some kind of serial number here. Maybe 23 is 2023, 0904, September the 4th, maybe? I don't know. If you know, comment in the comment section down there below. But anyways, there you go. It's a mixture of carefully selected natural ingredients, authentic from the CioCiaro region of Italy, right? That's where we are, created, safeguarded by Paolucci family since 1873, which is about the time that most of these things were being invented or created or whatever, as a digestivo kind of. You drink it with dinner or after dinner to kind of help settle your stomach before bedtime. So anyways, let's go ahead and give this a pour. I've got my cup of ice here. I've also got my San Pellegrino on standby. Usually whenever I taste these for the first time, what I'll do is I'll do like a 1-to-1 ratio of the Amaro with the San Pellegrino, so that I can kind of cut through the alcohol and just really pick up some of the notes that are there in terms of flavor and all that. By the way, not sponsored by either one of these companies, but if they're watching this and they want to reach out to me for partnership, sponsorship, whatever, I'm all for it, because I love Amaro and Amati, and you get the idea. Okay, let's go ahead and give it a pour. By the way, when you open the cap, you'll notice that it does have one of these easy pour spouts, I guess, so that it doesn't come out as fast as, say, like another, like a bottle of wine or anything. I love this. I love that idea because it's easier to pour. But anyways, let's go ahead and do a little pour. See if it comes out. Maybe it's, maybe because it's been sticking. Are you supposed to do something here? I don't know. Anyways, let's see if it wants to come out. Come on. There it goes. Okay. I guess you have to break the seal. Okay. So that's about like a half an ounce, 3/4 of an ounce or so. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cap it off. Oh, opening these with one hand is always interesting, but I'm going to top it off with probably like a 1-to-1 ratio, just so I can get a better sense of what's going on. So let me go ahead and smell it, give it the sniff test, and actually we should do this as well. So let's give it the sniff test. What I'm picking up is citrusy cola. So kind of like if you took a Montenegro and a Cynar and kind of they had a baby, that's kind of like what this would taste, what it smells like anyway. So orange blossom forward with some cola, like a 50-50. That's what I'm getting on the nose. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. Okay, yeah, definitely. It's funny. That's exactly what it tastes like. It tastes like more orange and spice now than it does cola. So it kind of tastes like if Montenegro and maybe the Amaro Nonino, you're getting some spice, you're getting some orange, not as much cola as I was smelling. So what I'm truly getting here in a percentage of 100, I would say it's like 70% orange, and then maybe 20% of that is kind of like a more, I would say this is like a more well-balanced spice than Montenegro is. Like Montenegro, what you're getting is like orange and spice. You're getting two different things, but they come together in one beverage. This is a little more complex than Montenegro would be. So what I'm getting here is 70% orange, bitter orange, maybe 20% cola, like even less than that, maybe even 10% cola, maybe 20% like very, like the spice is there, but it's not like spicy. It's not as spicy, like cinnamon spicy. It's just kind of like you're picking up that cardamom, that cardamom, allspice, that kind of a vibe. It's very complex. It's very complex. There's a lot going on here. I'm gonna have to take another taste. Let's see. Yeah, it's like I would say 70 to 75% of citrus, orange blossom, that Kinoto bitter orange peel kind of flavor. And then sweet to bitter, it's weird. It's kind of like a 50-50. Like I can't really, you know, it's sweet and it's bitter. And they're two different things that hit two different parts of your palate. That's kind of what I'm picking up. It's very complex. And then that last, so in a percentage of 100, if 70% was mostly orange forward, I would say that last 30%, so hard to figure out. It's like maybe there's like 10 to 15% cola, then there's like 10 to 15% maybe some of those like spices. Like it's not too herbally. Like when I say herbally, like I'm not getting a whole lot of like that. There's no licorice taste, that's for sure. There's no black licorice taste. There's no alpine taste. Alpine to me is like pine leaves. That I'm not getting any of that. There's no menthol. If there is any mint in here, it's got to be that sweet spearmint side, like the Italian mint that they use to make, you know, whenever they're cooking like meats and fish and that kind of stuff. If any, it's like 0.5% of like any kind of mint. But I'm not tasting it. Like I'm really not picking it up, and I'm not picking up any of that like rosemary, sage, the thyme. I'm not really getting any distinct flavor of that. What I'm getting more is orange forward, very much like the Montenegro or like the Amaro Nonino. And then what I'm getting, like Dom Benedictine, I'm getting that kind of an orange kind of taste. So orange blossom, orange peel, the bitterness and the sweetness. On a scale of bitter to sweet, honestly, like I gotta do it one more time. Hold on. Yeah, honestly, on a bitter to sweet scale, it's weird because the sweet hits you first, maybe like 51% sweet, 49% bitter. But the sweet hits you first, and then the bitter is a little more lasting. It's a little more long lasting. Very good though. Very good tasting. If you want something, I'll do that in another video. I'll do that in another comparison video, the more extended deep dive video. But for now, just know that, to quickly recap, the full frontal flavor is definitely orange by like 70%. It's almost like Dom Benedictine. It's like 70% front orange, orange blossom, orange peel. Then that last 30% is just this complex mix of like just some cola, like unsweetened root beer, unsweetened Pepsi, but very subtly and complicatedly mixed with some spice in there. Like I'm not getting, boom, there's cinnamon there. I'm not getting that. It's more of like there's cardamom, there's maybe some star anise. Like it's just complex and complicated. And then very, very low in the percentage. Like we're talking almost minuscule. I want to believe that there's some kind of alpine in here, but it's not standing out. It's not like, oh, there's pine, oh, there's thyme, there's rosemary, there's sage. Like I'm not getting any very distinct flavor. It's just all homogeneously blended into like this very low percentage of that alpine-y, herbally kind of vibe. Anyways, I will put a link down below in the description to a lot of cool stuff if you want to go ahead and check that out, some bartending stuff. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned. I'm going to do one more video on this that's very much a comparison video. We'll compare it to Montenegro and to Amaro Nonino and maybe to a few other of the cola ones. Stay tuned, and I'll be back at you with another exciting video shortly.